Have you ever said yes while your whole body was screaming no? Have you ever helped someone, but later felt angry, drained, or resentful? That feeling isn't selfishness. It's a missing boundary. Today, we're going to talk about what boundaries really are, the different types of boundaries, why they feel uncomfortable, and exactly how to set them without guilt. What is a boundary? In psychology, a boundary is an invisible line that defines what is acceptable and unacceptable and how others treat you. Psychologist Henry Cloud, co-author of the book Boundaries, explains that boundaries define what is your responsibility and what is not. It means, I am responsible for my emotions, you are responsible for yours. I can care about you, without carrying you. Without boundaries, we absorb stress that doesn't belong to us, and over time, that becomes resentment. Types of boundaries. Most people only think about one. There are different types of boundaries. 1. Emotional boundaries. They define, what emotions are you responsible for? What emotions belong to someone else? Healthy emotional boundary looks like, I understand you're upset, but I won't accept being yelled at. Not feeling responsible for fixing everyone's emotions. Not taking criticism as a personal attack automatically. Weak emotional boundary looks like, feeling guilty when someone else is upset. Absorbing other people's stress. Feeling responsible for keeping everyone happy. Staying in conversations where you're being emotionally attacked. 2. Physical boundaries. They define, who can touch you, how close someone can stand, what level of physical contact feels safe. Healthy physical boundary looks like, saying I'm not comfortable with that. Stepping back if someone stands too close. Choosing who you hug or don't hug. Weak physical boundary looks like, freezing instead of speaking up. Allowing touch you're uncomfortable with. Ignoring physical discomfort to avoid awkwardness. 3. Time boundaries. They define, when you're available. How long do you give your energy? What deserves your time? Healthy time boundary looks like, not answering calls at midnight. Leaving when you said you would. Saying, I only have 10 minutes. Weak time boundary looks like, always available. Feeling pressure to respond immediately. Sacrificing rest time to avoid disappointing others. 4. Mental boundaries. They define, your right to think independently, your right to disagree, your right to change your mind. Healthy mental boundary looks like, I respect your opinion, but I see it differently. Being open to discussion without feeling attacked. Not feeling pressure to agree to keep the peace. Weak mental boundary looks like, changing opinions to avoid conflict. Feeling personally attacked when someone disagrees. Letting others dominate conversations and invalidate your thoughts. 5. Material boundaries. They define, what you're willing to lend, what you're willing to give, what belongs to you. Healthy material boundary looks like saying, I'm not able to lend money. Setting conditions for borrowing. Expecting items to be returned. Weak material boundary looks like, lending out of guilt. Repeatedly giving without reciprocation. Feeling resentful but continuing to give. When one of these boundaries is crossed repeatedly, you feel drained. That drained feeling? That's your internal alarm system. But here's the confusing part. Even when you know something is wrong, setting a boundary can feel wrong. Why setting boundaries feels wrong? If you grew up being praised for being nice or easy, you may have learned conflict equals rejection. So when you try to say no, your brain reacts with fear. What if they leave? What if they get upset? What if I lose them? But here's the truth. Healthy people respect clarity. Unhealthy dynamics depend on your silence. And when you change the pattern, resistance appears. That resistance doesn't mean you're wrong. It means the dynamic is shifting. How to set boundaries without feeling guilty. Here's a simple 4-step framework. Step 1. Notice resentment. Resentment is a signal. Ask yourself, where do I feel drained? Where do I say yes but mean no? Who leaves me exhausted? That's where a boundary is missing. Step 2. Be clear and simple. Don't over-explain. Don't justify excessively. Instead of, I'm really sorry, I just feel kind of tired. Say, I can't help today. Short, calm, direct. Clarity is kindness. Step 3. Allow discomfort. You will feel guilty. But guilt does not equal wrongdoing. You are rewiring a habit of self-abandonment. Of course it feels strange. Growth often feels like loss, especially when you stop overgiving. Step 4. Enforce with action. A boundary without action is just a suggestion. If someone keeps crossing it, stop engaging. End the call. Leave the room. Don't respond immediately. You are not controlling them, you are controlling your participation. Consistency builds respect. Here's something powerful. The people who truly care about you will adjust. The people who only benefited from your lack of boundaries will resist. And that resistance is information. Boundaries don't destroy relationships, they reveal them. If this helped you understand yourself better, subscribe for more psychology explained through real-life drama. Because emotional strength isn't loud, it's clear.